Rangers' transfer plans have encountered a significant hurdle, and it's come from within. Patrick Stewart has reportedly taken a stance that could force a change in direction behind the scenes at Ibrox. With Russell Martin preparing for his first transfer window in charge and several targets identified, Stewart's intervention has raised questions about how the club will move forward. The timing, just as Rangers look to reshape their squad for the new season, makes the situation all the more important. Let's break this down along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, Gerard returning to Rangers was never on the cards, insists his trusted number 2, Michael Beale. The former Ibrox boss says he and Gerard never spoke about the chance to potentially return to Glasgow, amid Rangers' 3-month search for a replacement for Philippe Clement. Russell Martin has this morning been appointed as the club's new head coach on a 3-year deal. Until very recently though, Gerard has been the name heavily linked with the post. Beale said, "No, we never spoke about it, to be honest. Stephen has said he wants to take a period of time with his family. He's becoming a grandfather this summer, which is a wonderful thing for him. I don't think it was ever on the cards, and we are all behind Russell as Rangers supporters. He should go in there with the conviction and the bravery that he's shown to take the job," he added on TalkSport about the appointment of Martin. He obviously believes in himself, and as a coach he has a strong identity in terms of how he wants his teams to play. The fans will need to be patient with the new ownership and Russell as a coach as they build a new Rangers. Everybody wanted to see Rangers rebuild under the new ownership and get a new head coach to move in a new direction. Everyone should get behind Russell and his staff. Now, Patrick Stewart has delivered a major blow for Rangers ahead of their first transfer window under Russell Martin, as Rangers chief executive Patrick Stewart today refused to state how much of the £20 million working capital that Andrew Kavanagh and the San Francisco 49ers are set to plough into the Ibrox club will be made available to new manager Russell Martin to strengthen his squad. Kavanagh, the American healthcare insurance billionaire, and 49ers Enterprises, the business and investment arm of the NFL franchise, completed their £75 million takeover of the Glasgow outfit when they bought a 51% shareholding last week. They are poised to invest £20 million into the club once a new share offering is approved at an extraordinary general meeting later this month, and supporters are hopeful that Martin, who was officially confirmed as Philippe Clement's permanent replacement this morning, will be given that money to buy new players. But Stewart said, "It's very public knowledge about the primary investment coming in. It's going to be put up for approval on June 23rd at the EGM, and it's going to be approved. So we're in discussions and have been in discussions with new ownership about how best to utilise that investment. Player trading is a key part of the club's model going forward, so a decent portion will be allocated towards player trading. But we're not going to get into specific amounts just now." Meanwhile, Stewart, who replaced James Bisgrove as Rangers chief executive in December, has defended the length of time it has taken to bring in former MK Dons, Swansea City, and Southampton manager Martin. "Russell's appointment is the culmination of a series of steps we've been working on over the past few months since I joined Rangers," he said. "We started with the football review, which I spoke to the media about in January. This led to several insights and recommendations, including the need to modernise our operations and develop a clear footballing identity. Then the next step was to appoint a sporting director, and Kevin Thelwell, of course, was appointed in April and came into the building just this week. We also have been developing a clear football style and identity, and that's work that's been going on behind the scenes. It's been led by Kevin, and it's involved football people. We've now culminated in appointing Russell, and in Russell we've got a head coach who aligns to the footballing style and identity that we've been developing. In addition to wanting a head coach who's going to excel in terms of the style that we're looking to play as a club, we also were looking for a head coach that's going to improve our culture, develop our squad, and ultimately win matches. And Russell's been a standout candidate. This appointment is about building a winning team and a strong culture. Now, Russell's no stranger to our club. He's been a player here previously. We expect success, and Russell knows that. We're really excited for his leadership and for him to get started." Stewart added, "I think clearly the appointment of a head coach is a very significant step for the club. As I say, it's the culmination of several key steps that have been taking place over the last few months. We've been really focused on doing things in the right order. We've got experts making decisions rather than doing things out of sequence and rushing things through and possibly making the wrong choices. We've been really disciplined in terms of our process. There's been a lot of work going on in the background." In other news, new Rangers sporting director Kevin Thelwell today stressed that manager Russell Martin will have the final say on every player he and his recruitment team identify as a prospective signing. Thelwell, who has previously worked at Preston North End, Derby County, Wolves, New York Red Bulls and Everton, was appointed by the Ibrox club last month and started his new role on Monday. The Englishman has been involved in every step of the search to find a replacement for Philippe Clement and is confident that Martin, the former MK Dons, Swansea City and Southampton manager, is the right man to lead the Glasgow Giants forward. He stressed that he and his staff would support the ex-Scotland internationalist in every way that they could and would not sanction the acquisition of any player without receiving his approval first. Put very simply, the way in which we will be organised is we've got a head coach and we've got a sporting director, he said. Head coaches are responsible for the most important bit, preparation of the team, performance of the team, fundamentally the results. My role is to try and make sure that all the support services that sit around Russell are as strong as they possibly can be to give us the best chance of winning. When we talk about recruitment, clearly it's going to be a collaborative approach. I've never been in this role ever where I've signed a player for the first team that hasn't been supported by the head coach or the manager. So we'll talk a lot about how we want to play. We'll talk a lot about what profiles we think we need and what positions we think we need. And then between Russell and I and the recruitment team, we'll sit down and identify players that we think can make us better very quickly. And then between us, we'll decide about what we do next from that point of perspective. That's generally how I've worked and generally how we've discussed how it's going to work. And for me, that's probably been a good way of working so that we've got some clarity. But then also, it's understood it's a collaborative approach where we work together to get the best outcome. Martin's surprise appointment has not been well received by many Rangers fans, but Thelwell revealed the former Norwich City defender had impressed him and his new colleagues greatly and described the new man in charge as the perfect fit. He's had a strong career now, over 250 games, both as a manager and as a head coach. We can all see over the course of that journey, he sharpened his approach, not only from a technical perspective and a tactical perspective, but also from a personal perspective. I'm very excited to see what he's going to bring to Rangers Football Club and the team, and very much looking forward to working with him going forward. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so make sure you join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.